the spirit, the anointing, all of that, all of that was in effect, right? So whoever got the shine on the drums and hold the beat for a shout beat, and not only a shout beat, but that can just hold the service down. I'm talking about offering. I'm talking about when money didn't count. It's just this kind of like it's just kind of like if you younger now, if you below 20, you thinking this is the slave days, but these are the days that I came up from, you know.
Me too.
And so I appreciate those times. I appreciate all my times, good and bad. And so basically, I started from there, um, always, and I started probably playing drums in the church about between 3 and 5. That was my first thing with music. Even when I wasn't in church, my dad had a set of timbales. If people don't know what timbales is, Shelly E. Sheila E. is one of the greatest female artists of all time,
Oh
right?
yes.
Glamorous Knife,
Mm.
female banging the timbales. Google your research. Google your research, right?
And for
We're talking about
those who
Sheila
don't
E.
know, and for those who and for those who need even more further background from Sheila E., she was one of the many proteges of the legendary, the late great Prince.
Facts. Facts. Not only that,
So,
my dad would give me Earth, Wind. My dad would give me Earth, Wind, and Fire. Hey, play
woo!
these, timbales. We had on Earth, Wind, and Fire. To me, is the greatest group of all time.
That's a
Earth, Wind, and Fire is. I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. Who doesn't? You like Earth, Wind, and Fire?
man. Deaf people love Earth, Wind, and Fire. You know what I'm saying?
Earth, Wind, and Fire is great. They're one of the greatest groups. And I used to really, my dad has met the head artist of uh, Earth, Wind, and Fire is Maurice White,
Mm.
right? Okay, Maurice White. And my mom used to tell me how he used to do like crazy things to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna act like I'm delivering a piece of the Earth, Wind, and Fire, and they're at the Capitol Center in Washington D.C., my hometown, you know. So I have a lot of experience. I can go from there, and then as far as rapping and as far as writing, English has always been one of my greatest courses. Not only that, but I love writing. I love writing, man. I love writing. I think writing has been a breakthrough. I used to write, man, and just take my thoughts away, my pain away, or whatever it was, or just feel, or just writing was always joy to me. Now, as far as being the best writer in the world and all of that, I can't really say. I can't really say. I just know what writing does for me, and I think a lot of people need to feel like that because it don't matter how you write it, or it just depends on how you articulate it. I remember me, and shout out to Rick Torch, my uncle. We used to record, man. And this was the time, and I'm gonna be done with this conversation. Well, this part of the conversation in a minute. We used to. This is the era when we used to record, right? This is the tape deck era. So we had
Woo.
the tape deck era. We used to record, and then we used to have another radio just playing the beat. That's the era I'm from. I should have said that. That's the era I'm from. Yes, sir. You record
Man,
on one cassette, and then no ad libs, no nothing. You just go. And I used to do my tapes like that. I used to get a lot of people's favorite artists. I used to put the little toilet tissue because in the tape cassette, you could put a toilet tissue on the left side and the right side on the top of the tape cassette, right? When I did that, I said, dang, I said, man, you could record anybody's album. You could record over anybody's album. I'm sorry. You could record over anybody's album and just carry it like that, right? So I would, if it wasn't a tape that I like, well, usually we used to get the little blank joints. But if it wasn't a tape that I like, I used to go ahead and put the little, get a little thing of toilet tissue, put it on top. It's crazy now. It's crazy now. Yeah, but that's
You know what?
basically my birth as an artist since 3, and that's no cap.
You know that I think you were born. You say you were born in '79, right?
Man, I'm not gonna tell nobody my date, but I'm born in the '70s. I'm 78. Matter of fact, I'm 78. God is good.
Okay,
I'm
so
78, man.
okay,
I'm a
so I'm
78
like
baby.
7 years behind you. 78 is a great year.
Okay,
78 is a great year.
so you
You know?
85. You 85 though. You 85, right?
Yes, and I remember doing that. I remember practicing singing, actually practicing rapping when I was little, and we would take and I would take like tapes, the blank tapes like you said, and put them in radio, put
Uh-huh.
it in, hit record and play, and boom, just let my artistic energy at that time go crazy.
But
But
see,
these youngers don't know nothing
if
about
you
that.
85, if you 85, you the last of that era. I'm not hearing,
Yeah.
yo, I'm born in 2000. I'm biased. You know the struggle, man. You definitely know the struggle, brother. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I know how far we've come, man. We've been
that's right.
through. I know myself. I've been through tapes,
That's right. That's
CDs.
right. That's right. That's right.
I
That's
even
right.
remember vinyls. The first go round.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Have you ever bought a vinyl though?
No,
You
but
ever
I
bought a
think my
vinyl?
mom once owned a Thriller vinyl.
Okay. Okay. I remember being in Virginia and for my mom for the summer, and I told my mom, I said, I really want to go to this record store. I only bought one vinyl in my life, right? I only bought one vinyl in my life. And I said, I really want to go to this record store. It was one record store, nothing but vinyl, right? In Virginia. Shout out to Danville. I was young. And I said, you know what? I said, man, I went in the store. She allowed me to do it. I went in the store and I got the record vinyl. And I don't think I had a record player, but I would use my grandma. It was just the fact that I was going to go get a vinyl. A vinyl was back then. A vinyl was it was more worthy than I'm not talking about Grammys or I'm talking about the art of music, hip hop. The first record I bought, the only record I ever bought in my life was Will Smith. Parents don't understand.
Will
So
Smith
dope.
don't get the respect that he deserves, but
Oh
daggone.
no, he's a monster. He's a monster.
What?
Yeah,
Oh
Uncle
yeah.
Willie. Yeah, shout out to Philly.
Shout out to Philly indeed. So let me ask you this, Nat. So the art that you have fully immersed yourself into is CHH, Christian hip hop. But it sounds like you have a very musical background, from church. And yo, I saw a YouTube video of you drumming in church, man. You were killing it, man. You was on
Man, I appreciate it.
some daggone. I'm trying to think of a percussionist, some drummers and stuff. Can't think of anyone right now, but hey, man, you own it. So
Man, I can't even play no more. I can play. I can hold a beat. Now if we get into somewhere and hey man, you need a beat, I can do it. But I think nowadays, I think a lot of these drummers, they got the internet. We didn't have that back then. And I know some dope drummers. I know drummers that's playing for every type of artist right now. Personally, they just stuck with it. I didn't stick with it. I stuck with it at that time as a young, because that kept me out of trouble. That kept me out of trouble. That kept me out of that kept me from slinging dope. You know what I mean? As far as cocaine and all that type of stuff. But drumming kept me away. Music kept me away. Yeah, it definitely did.
So my question is, so music kept you away. How did Christian hip hop come into your life? Because I'm gonna tell you.
Uh-huh.
Back when you came out, back when Love on My Mind was popping, back when everybody
That's
was
a
talking
long
about,
time ago.
yo, we got one of our own going to 106 in Park, Freestyle Friday and stuff. Back during those days, and everybody was talking about you and stuff. When I was listening to you, I'm like, okay, this is Christian hip hop that I can enjoy. Cause
Wow.
the the
Wow.
Christian, yeah. Because the Christian hip hop, I'm gonna be honest,
Wow.
Christian hip hop that was out there
At that
nationally, not
time.
locally, because there were some monsters
Yeah.
out here. There were monsters here locally, but nationally,
Oh
most
yeah,
of it
that's a
was,
whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing though. Yeah, it was more yes, locally, yes. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. I'm listening. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm talking about locally. You had Chosen, Quiet Storm, Ron Stop. I'm gonna call all y'all out. GP, shout out to GP. Who
Shout
else?
out to you.
Omega Sparks. Daggone Ronnie Ron was basically like one of the engineers of the whole thing. You had great,
Yes.
the brother's name just slipped my mind. Shame on me. But you know what I'm saying?
Can I give you 10? Can I give you 10 artists that was doing it back then? Can I give you 10 artists right now? Well,
Oh,
let me say. You say
I'm gonna
locally.
name a couple. I'm gonna name a couple more than yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Gatekeeper, Z. You know what I'm saying? Now you
Yes.
give me some.
Okay. I think what you said, 4 or 5. You
Man,
said okay.
give
All
as
right.
many
I'm gonna
as you
say.
want to.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say. Shout out to Rick Torch, my uncle. He came all the way from DC. Okay, Rick Torch. I'm gonna say Timmy. Timmy was a beast.
Nove.
Shout out to young Timmy, the artist formerly known as, now he's Nave. Nove, right? Timmy, you said it. Gatekeepers. You said it, right?
There's a blata. That's
Jerome.
it's a blata.
Jerome. Shout out to Equip. Shout out to Question. Shout out to Big Hurt. Shout out to shout out to everybody that was doing
That's it.
it. It was really shout out to John Duncan back at that time. Back at that time, it was epic. It was very epic. I think everybody was doing their thing. I don't think it was really about one person or one group. I just think it was everybody putting in, the thing about Nehemiah in the Bible. It's kind of like when I look at it, I think of it like ants, but it ain't ants. The ants in the ground. When you see ants, how they provide food, and you know what I mean. I think everybody was doing their thing. And it was a beautiful moment.
It
A very
was.
beautiful moment. A very beautiful moment. I mean, I could say so many names right now. I'm trying to think of names.
And you know,
Salvation.
oh yeah,
Salvation.
Salvation James. Shout out to him.
Salvation, bro. Shout
Who?
out, shout out to DA, bro. Shout
Da.
out to these guys, man. Go, go. We could
Feel
keep
good
going.
thoughts. Feel good thoughts.
Who?
Feel good thoughts.
Feel Good Thought. I got a song with Feel Good. I got a song with Feel Good that's like 3 years old, and it still go. Shout out to Feel Good. I think he in Charlotte, but I think he in Winston. I don't even know where he at. Who else?
DJ J Long. Shout out to J Long. He hosted my
Shout out,
last
shout
mixtape.
out to DJ J Long. Shout out to Bron G.
Ron
The
G.
Oh my gosh, you heard of Bron G?
Man, shoot, man. When I was talking to J Long about hosting my mixtape, He wouldn't shut up about Bron G. Bron G this, Bron G that. Listen to how Bron G rap. You should rap. You should take notes and stuff. I'm like, that.
Bron G a goat. Bron G a goat because you know Bron G. He's one of these people that's um his style is jazzy, but he dangerous. He dangerous with his pen, right? I think he hang out with John Black. I never met John Black, but me and
Time
John
out.
Black
Time
had
out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Hold up. Stop the presses. Hold up. You said John Black. You said John Black. You said John Black. I have to do a royal shout out to John Black. John Black, that's my brother. He was the male lead in my joint Battle of the Books. He acted in it. He killed it. He did an incredible job.
Killing the acting thing. Yeah, he killing the acting thing. But
he is like one of the most inspirational people I have ever known in my entire life. Whenever I'm like, yo, I'm 35. Maybe I missed my shot. Whatever. I look at this brother out here looking like he daggone 22, and
he don't care.
He's knocking on 50 door.
And see, ADQ, this is what I say, man. You can't worry about the age. You can't worry about anything, man. It's just like you only get one time. All we know is we get one time in this life. This is life. I mean, it's people right now. It's probably right now somebody in Chicago or somewhere in Arkansas, Little Rock, or anywhere, or all these places, like anywhere these places, man, there's somebody dying. Like when you say, first of all, nowadays, when you say 15 to 20 years, that's a lifeline, bro. That's a nowadays lifeline. That's not the era I come from. I mean, I come from the era when, you know, things start, like people start using guns and you going to high school and you like, they got to sit down in the class with you and say, yo, somebody actually died of a gun that was in your classroom, you know? I mean, you know, but now it's more frequent. Things are more frequent now. So shout out to John Black, man, like because I think a lot of people, and I think a lot of us as men, as far as writing and creating and doing whatever that God leads us to, you know, I'm talking about the men that I know. I say, man, dang, man, don't look at your age. Don't. Because your age is golden. We're supposed to be grow old. We're supposed to get gray hairs. We're supposed to, you know, these things are supposed to be great for it. This is what I take from the scripture, not what they take or who take, or this is what I take from the scripture. What I believe in the scripture, man, look, take care of yourself, grow old, laugh. You're gonna have some defeats, you know, but man, shout out to I'm not saying that on John Black. I'm just saying, man, shout out to him because I'm a fan of John Black. I really say, look, I like his production, what he does in his music, and not only that, but
like in general, yeah.
I really like the fact that he's doing it from an underground perspective. I never met the man in my life. ADQ, never met the man in my life, right? I said, man, I inbox him sometimes. I said, man, I'm watching. I said, man, we gotta work. And so he is entanglement, not the entanglement, but he's with that's a whole nother thing. He's with that DJ Lone brand, that Bron G brand, that J Black, that John Black brand, you know. They all in Winston. And so, man, I always try to encourage anybody I see that's trying to do their thing, man. I try to encourage them.
I have nothing negative to say about John Black.
You met him before?
Met him before. That's my brother, man. Like I said, he acted in my play Battle of the Books.
My fault.
Oh, you good. We've collaborated on multiple things and stuff. So yeah. We have yet to collaborate on music. But there's one thing that I got a problem with him about. He owes me bars. Here on ADQ's Renaissance, if you're a rapper, you gotta have bars, dang it. But
you out here getting them. Hey man,
if you come on ADQ's Renaissance and you don't give me bars, I will find you. I will go where you at. I will look at you right in your face. And I will say, you owe me bars. Now,
I got you.
Back to the subject.
Got you.
Next, what I was getting at before we went on that whole tip about these great artists is how did you
Yeah.
go from your percussion musician background into Christian hip hop? What's the story behind that?
Well, man, I'm gonna be honest, man. Like,
Yeah,
I have not that anything of this means anything. I've done a lot of shows. I went from okay, so I went from secular, or what people would say is secular to God. I've always rocked stages with everybody. You know, everybody. Goody Mob. It's live. You know, I went to Bethune Cookman University, right? Um,
Barry McLeod Bethune. That's what it's
everybody.
named after. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
shout out to Daytona Beach. Shout out to Daytona Beach, Florida. I went to Bethune Cookman. I open up. I open up for a few artists. You know, I open up for Goody Mob. Um, I did a song. I did a show with Nas. You know, and these are just opening up. You know, um, but you know, my thing was always, you know, just go out there and express yourself. So it wasn't really no point of, and I got a few more artists that I could put on there, but it's not about that. So I went from that point in my life into me saying, you know, and I never was, even when I was a secular rapper, I wasn't no secular foul rapper. You can't you can't Google me and say, man, he said this and that and this. I was always a righteous rapper. So before I started to grow into, okay, caring about my people, you know what I mean? And my people is for everybody that's positive or trying to be positive, you know? And so, and so I went from that until I had linked up with um linked up with Rick, my uncle. My uncle, he got saved before me, right? He got saved before me. He said, man, he said, well, I don't think really, I'm really trying to, he just said, man, he's saved. It was weird to me. And then a few months later, you know, I was in Atlanta about to record an album. And this is no cap because everybody got that testimony. Eh, Everybody got that testimony to say, and I'm not trying to make anything gangsterous or anything, you know.
100, man.
I just try to give you facts. And so um when I got to Atlanta, I was recording with my best friend who just moved from Bethune Cookman, right, in Daytona Beach, Florida to Atlanta. And I'm living in Greensboro, right? I said, with that, I said, all right, cool. We're going out there. I got the producer with me. I got another dude that's flying in from New York going to Atlanta. I said, all right, cool. My man Dorian. I said, all right, cool. I had my dude Major Keys with me. And my brother Major Keys, shout out to Major Keys. And I said, man, we get down there, we drive. I think it's a 4-hour trip from Greensboro to Atlanta. We get out there. And mind you, before that, my uncle already told me. He said, man, he dealing with Christian rap. My first thing is, man, that joint cheesy as I don't know what. You know, I wasn't the most gangsterous dude. I don't have no lawsuits. I don't have I don't have no charges, none of that. You know, I ain't one of them dudes. But if you came from that perspective, I respect it. You know, let me say that. And so I said, dang, I said, man, we get out there, we rolling out the weed. This dude is a teacher in Atlanta, in Clayton County, right? Clayton County, right? Clayton County, Georgia, right outside of Atlanta, right past Atlanta if you coming north, right? This is where Waka Flocka from, right? Same neighborhood, right? I said, man,
Okay.
Hey, chilling, rolling weed. Got my producer with me. My producer's girlfriend with me at that time, right? She didn't have no kids. I said, man, we there for like an hour, right? We rolling up weed. They happy to see us. We happy to see them. You know, we made it there. And so, and we upstairs. It's a 1 bedroom apartment. We upstairs, right? And so my guy that stayed in Atlanta, his apartment, I noticed his family wasn't there because before I used to notice, I said, man, his his wife used to be there, his 3 kids used to be there. Like it was all good. But his kids and his wife wasn't there. I didn't have my wife and my kids. My my wife at that time said, man, go ahead and handle the business, right? And so Dak, I said, it just seems strange. You know, and that's why people need to check their discernment. I'm still learning at my age to check discernment. So I said, man, I said, I just thought about it. I said, man, where your wife? She said, he said, well, your wife, my wife is at her mom's house or at her sister's house, something like that. I said, all right, smoking weed. I've been there for an hour. I didn't. I'm in this neighborhood. This neighborhood is active, right? I said, well, Dag, I said, well, hmm. He goes downstairs. We smoking weed. After we rolled up, we smoking weed. We probably got like three L's, three Bobs, what we call them where I'm from, you know. And so he said, man, he said, he went downstairs. I said, man, after about 20 minutes, he didn't come upstairs. I went downstairs. The police was downstairs. They ran up in his house, right? This was a teacher in Georgia, right? In Georgia, Clayton County. They ran up in the house. Took them like 7 hours to get, and I couldn't go back upstairs. When I went downstairs, I said, man, my best friend ain't here. I said, man, let me check on him. 20 minutes. So let me, so evidently he had a whole different type of operation going on in his house, right? That's why his wife left him. His kid, you know, she took the kids, and we were recording like, I think we was recording a major secular album, you know, as far as outlets. We had resources, everything. So to make a long story short, he got locked up. I didn't get locked up, you know. We made sure we bailed him before we left. And you know, when he told me, he said he came out. Now, my uncle, shout out to Rick Torch, my uncle said, man, my uncle said, I'm not doing anything secular right now. I'm doing everything. He said, this is my life. But that was from a church perspective for me. You know, when I tell you about the old times, and this is somebody I believed in. This is somebody that I still question because I said, well, Dad, man, ain't nobody really doing it because I never really did music for the money. Never in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bailed him out. My man Dorian came out. Shout out to Priest. He came out, right? He came out. And not only when he was in there, he said, man, I'm done, bro. He said, I'm done. I never told him about the conversation with my uncle, you know? So everything, I just think everything evolved around me or evolved around whatever it was in that perspective. That's what I think. I just think that I don't know how to make it point and make it map, but those were the things that was just like, nah, man, this dude got a family. This dude said, so when he got out, we went back down there again. He said, man, he wouldn't drink no wine. He wouldn't do nothing. He just said, man, you know what? I got them girls. He had 3 girls, no boys, you know, and I had 2 girls at the time. He said, man, I'm not rapping about anything except for God. And that's the way that I found out about CHH from them two dudes.
I mean,
Shout
you
out to
didn't
Rick.
find out
Shout
about it
out
from
to
gospel
Fahim,
gangsters.
bro. Shout out to Dorian, bro. Priest. Yes, yes, yes. That's how I found out about, you know, because a lot of people, I think a lot of people right now during these, I think a lot of people in the last, and I think a lot, well, that's a whole nother thing. But
Go right ahead, man.
a lot of people, as far as Lecrae, not Lecrae, but a lot of people will watch Lecrae and try to mimic. As far what this is what I'm trying to say. This one, pay attention to what I'm trying to say.
I'm listening.
Listener,
I'm listening.
I'm
I got my own opinions on that, but go ahead. Go ahead.
talking about the listener. I'm talking about the listener. Listener, pay attention to what I'm saying. It's easy saying that you're gonna give your life to God on the spiritual tip, right? But there's always gonna be wavers and waves and warfare in what you do. And so a lot of people are just like, I want to give my life to God. Well, you're going to take your greatest beating. So what I mean by the only reason I can say Lecrae, because in CHH, we limited, okay? We only have so many options as far as who we're trying to, who we're trying to, who we're trying to articulate. It's not like the secular world, right? The secular world got a million people who they can articulate, right? CHH, we only have a Lecrae, right? So I didn't know about Lecrae. See, nowadays they got a little bit of a balance. This is what I'm saying. They have a little bit more of a balance to say, okay, we got a Lecrae, we got a, and then look, we got a 1K few, we got a Paris, we got, that wasn't, and I'm not saying this was back in the 80s. I'm saying this is like 10, 11 years ago, you know?
You know, the first ever Christian, the first ever Christian hip hop song came out back in '85, I believe. I
Mm.
forgot the name of it, but yeah. And I'll say this. Um, man, there's so much to unpack there. I'll say this about as far as CHH goes. I think that like the golden era of it was probably like in the 2000s, the 2010s. Now it's so what now it's gotten so watered down. It's like, oh dang, are you like are you repping Yeshua with it? Or are you daggone like just one of these rappers who don't cuss, spitting positivity and whatnot? I mean, it's cool
Yeah.
to put out positive music and whatnot, but I
Of course,
found
of course.
CHH. So what?
Yes, of course, of course,
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah.
course.
So, but it's a little, but something, but CHH, is to me is different. When I was doing CHH myself, long before I was a
Uh-huh.
theater aficionado that I am today, I dabbled in CHH. Anywho, when I was doing it, I thought, to me, it was a sermon on wax, like a sermon on the beat.
Right.
But
That's the
now,
same thing I thought.
so what?
That's the same thing I thought. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, it's great minds think alike. But now looking at how Lecrae has elevated until Restoration. I don't like Restoration, to be honest with you. I think he kind of like took a step backwards with it. There's a couple good songs on there, but anyway,
Yeah.
prior to that, um, you got people like yourself. Knowing you like I know you, knowing GP like I know him. Y'all,
Shout out to GP.
shout out to
Shout out to
GP.
GP.
We're gonna shout out GP plenty of times. That's our peoples, pun
Yeah,
intended.
yeah, yeah. We're gonna do that. We're gonna definitely do that because I said that's my guy.
Man,
I call it the village. That's my guy. The village, man. Just
I'm
the
gonna tell you me and
village.
GP's relationship
And
real
and
quick.
you know what? That just that's just yeah, that's just the whole nother thing when I talk about him. You know, we laugh, we cry, we fight, we did everything, man. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Well, I'll just say real quick, me and GP, the way a little brother annoys the crap out of a big brother, that's our relationship. Anyway, um, anyway, so the way that y'all have elevated y'all styles and whatnot to sound more current, to sound more relatable. It doesn't sound like as preachy as it used to. Which when I go back and listen to your stuff, you never really sound more preachy. You sound more relatable. And guess what? We are in a fallen world where people can listen to that stuff and find a little bit more hope. You know what I'm saying?
Right, right, right,
So,
right. I
like
think
I said, I think that the 2000s, the 2010s was kind of like the golden era when it was really popping, and now I
right,
feel like it's kind of like fall everybody falling back and not really like getting that that doxology, that word in them before they hit the studio and ready to start talking that Jesus talk. Would you agree?
right, right, right.
Would you agree with that, or am I tripping?
I just think that people need to be themselves,
Boom! There
right?
you go.
I think that people need to be themselves. I think that people need to unveil the mask, because one thing when I always, you know, when I always was just like, creating and really not even creating, but at the same time still creating and leaning on the Lord, I was just like, man, I said, I think a lot of people, they're afraid to let the mask go. And I think that's where I'm at right now. I think I'm right there right now at this point in my life. I think that's I think that's the golden part of what I'm doing. I'm not watching what everybody doing, or what she doing, or what the dog doing, or what the plate doing, or nothing like that. I think that right now, I think this is what you're talking about right now. I think that's exactly where I'm at. 10 years later, I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm right here at this point to be like, okay, it really don't matter what anybody think, because the Lord is my judger. And I'm happy about that. I'm excited about that. I'm excited to know that somebody will say, man, I'm inspired off your song, or a song that I done with a feature or anything. Uh,
So
because it's always gonna be led by God. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Always.
and you know what? There's truth to what you
That's
speak.
Jesus, and that's Jesus, baby. I'm not afraid to say Jesus, baby. That's Jesus. That's Christ. Yeah, that's Christ. I'm not afraid of that. A lot of people afraid of that too. A lot of people. I done
And
seen a lot of people fall off that, man.
hey, hey, what does it say in the book of John? Deny me before man, and I deny you before my
Before
father.
man.
So
Guess
so
what? I don't even know you.
so
Yeah.
I've noticed that you kind of like move to the beat of your own drum, because one thing about your artistry that I've always liked is you have your own flow.
Yeah.
Most people, when they put their rhymes together, put their bars together, you're going to hear some type of influence from someone. Everybody's standing on the
Right.
shoulders of someone, but I've never heard a flow like yours before. Where did you're kind of like, yo, Nat, man, they don't doing this. Where's the idea and the inspiration for that cadence
I
and
have
vocal range
no
coming?
I have no idea how it works. I don't know if it works, because I'm not on, a lot of platforms, especially nowadays. I don't know how it works. I just say, man, and I just get whatever God gives me, man, and I just write it. And I know a lot of people say that, but I really do. I mean, if I don't write, it ain't important. You know, it's not important at all. And so I say, man, you know, but I do know a couple of people that all. I don't know what it is, but man, a lot of people just be like, man, your sound is crazy. Your sound is crazy. I and, and I don't even know how valuable my sound is. I just know I got a voice, you know. And so I'm just like, dang, I'm level one. I don't even look at myself as level one, level five, whatever that means, or I don't know. I have no idea. I just say whatever I'm going through, and that's just how I rap. That's just it. I always been like that. I have no idea.
So
I
while you're
have no
out
idea.
here, brother, while you're out here questioning your levels and stuff, I would just like to say to the listening audience what you had done while you're out here questioning your levels. Two things that I'd like to point out that occurred back in the day. Number one,
Yeah.
you had me walking into Walmart where I worked at for from 2006 to 2012. Yeah, 2006 to 2012. Anybody who's ever
Uh-huh.
worked at Walmart, that's like I hated working there.
Yeah.
You realize that you had me walking into work there going LOVE. Hate a hateful place such as that going
Wow.
LOVE.
Wow. Wow. Wow, man. Wow.
Not only
Wow.
that, not only that, but check me out. Back in the day on a national platform, the Christian hip hop artist that was popping nationally was The Truth, BBJ. People knew
Yeah.
about these people. Lecrae
Yeah.
wasn't
Shout
even
out to them.
that nationally known yet. But
Right. Right.
you
Right.
you
Hmm.
made it to 106 and Park.
Now, let's understand about the fabric, though. I didn't know about. I wasn't never. Shout out to Truth and BBJ. I met BBJ and I met Truth. I met both of them. I didn't know their impact on CHH because I studied. I just knew music. I knew pop. I knew different artists. I knew pop. I knew Common. I knew Biggie. Like I know the same artists everybody else know. I had no demographic to say, man, I can't even tell you two Truth albums. I can't. I can't tell you two BBJ albums or one. I don't know. I don't know. So that just shows you that not to be cocky or nothing like that, but I had no idea uh how music is still a calling and been a calling on my life. That's it. I never knew. So when somebody tell me this, I go into the store. I went into the store. I go into the store. Somebody like, man, what are you doing in Walmart? I'm like, this is Walmart. Why not? He said,
I was
and this is
working
a trap.
going L
This is
O
this is
V
yeah. This
E.
but see this was a trap boy. Like nothing in this life is going good. I know his uncle. He just like, man, you're supposed to be all over the world. I'm like, I'm not. And so I get assurances to be like, man, Dad, man, you got a little gift. You got a little gift. You know, yeah, you got a little gift, man.
So how did that gift
You
take
got a
you
little
to Hell's Kitchen up in New York? How'd you get on
man.
106
I
and Park?
love New York. I love New York. I love New York. New York is. I think New York is definitely one of our places that we can go, and I feel like I can conquer the world. You know, probably. When you get to different areas, sometimes you feel like you can conquer some areas to be like, because nobody knows you. You know, not only that, but it's always different when you go into strange land. But it's embracing though. New York has been good to me, my uncle, my family, everybody, man. Everybody, man. If I go to New York right now, I feel like I can hang over the building in New York, right? So We get to New York. They 106 in Park. They inbox me. They inbox me. I don't know how they got in touch with me, but they just said, "Hey man, we want you to go and do this record on Wild Out Wednesday, right?" This is when 106 in Park was jumping. I got all types of. I didn't know the publications would boom like that, right? That's just like my podcast. I didn't know it would boom like that, right? Me and my uncle went out there. Well, probably like me and shout out to Rick Torch. We went out there for like with like probably for like with like uh probably with like 40, $50, right? 40, $50, right? We had one perspective to say we doing 106 in Park. Okay. When we got there in New York City, it was raining, man. Hey man, we was sitting there hungry, right? We had no. That's how I say, man. Look, God is real, man. He's not mysterious. He is mysterious, but he ain't mysterious. He just wants you to say, "I trust in you." That's it. Nothing else, right? And
Right.
so I said, man, we sitting there, right? Man, shout out to Rick Torch, AOG. Ah, we working on that too.
Mm-mm.
And so I said, man, we go out there, we do the 106. And now, when I did the 106 in Park back then, this was 10, 11 years ago. This is 2009, actually, right? 2009, we in New York, right? All the Christian people that I reached out to, because I was doing they reached out to me for my 106 in Park. They didn't want to deal with me. None of the I had certain. I said, if we going up here, we going up here to climb, bro. We going up here to reach out to some CHH labels. The CHH labels didn't want the CHH record labels did not want to reach out to us. None of them. None of them. The only reason why we was there because of 106, right? And so I said, Dad, I said, all right, cool. We ended up in 50 Cent's office. We ended up in Def Jam office.
Mm.
All the CHH labels up there at that time, it wasn't dealing with it, right? But now everybody in CHH, they dealing with it.
Well, now it's kind of like
You
too late.
know? Yeah, I mean, but you got it's not too many. But you
No,
got
I
people
said it's
that's
too
from
late.
Colombia. You got people that's doing. You said what?
I say it's too late because nobody really needs a record label anymore.
No,
Most
no, no,
people,
no, no. Record labels are definitely. It's all really about your strength and your army. That's what it's about. Exactly what you're saying. But at that time, that's what was going on. You know, and so we took it to the chin. We said, you know what? We said, man, they're not dealing with us. And in the meantime, the shows is there. I mean, performing for I mean, performing any and everywhere. I'm talking about from Compton. I'm talking about, and I even hit Canada a few times, right?
mm,
Probably one time CHH, right? They wasn't dealing with it, but the shows and the lives that was everything that we were seeing in front of our face was crazy. It was crazy, life changing. People suicidal. You know, I mean, it's no security. It's just you and them. You know, getting to that point to say, man, this lady with this little girl, she's 14, 15, she want to commit suicide, bro. And you got to get to that point of laying hands and praying. Forget the music. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. And not only that, you go from the point of people want you to do songs. No, this is a this was a different aspect of the people. We were getting to the people. This was us. I'm sitting there with my I'm sitting there with my uncle, like, are you seeing this? And he asking me, are you? And he said, let's go. Let's go. And God we trust. I think that makes us a little different. So when we get these conversations of saying, why has North Carolina shut down? Well, I think we know why. I think we really know why, ADQ. I think a lot of people um was in it for the wrong reasons. And I'm not saying no particular artists, right? It's all about when you go to the point of when you read your Bible. Now you could take what you want from the Bible, and I could take what I want from the Bible, right? Because I don't think the Bible is it's all right. It's some people that don't look like me and you that say, okay, uh, God is white, or
Mm,
those type of things. You feel me? Let's go deep. Let's go deep, right?
let's go deep.
But when God shows you and says, man, he'll show a person like yourself or a person like myself to say, well, dang, he'll give you signs after your shows, man, or during your shows. I mean, it ain't even really about church. It's just about God and coming in everything that we doing. And so I really don't think that it's been a drought, but y'all can't go to GP, you can't go to Rick Torch, you can't go to Natman, you can't go to anybody that I'm affiliated with and say, why has North Carolina fell off? Well, go to the people. We going to God. We going to God, period, bro. And so I'm kind of tired of that question. Man, and you didn't ask that question. I wanted to get that out right now. Why is North Carolina tripping?
Well, for one thing, I didn't even know that North
Why,
Carolina was
why,
federal.
why? No, because I get the conversations all the time. I get the what's going on with North Carolina? It's not you, ADQ. Hey man, hey, what's going on with North Carolina? If everybody is called by God, why they ain't been holding it? Why they ain't been holding it? And see, it don't take a lot for a light. It don't take a lot for a light, right? When you go on the joint and you like somebody page or like somebody what they doing or share their joint, it's different. It's different now. We in the they thinking Donald Trump, man, everybody been tripping like Donald Trump. You feel me? Cause support ain't nothing. And I didn't mean to shut down your show like that.
Oh no, no,
I'm
no,
just
no! Here on
I'm, I'm
ADQ's
just
Renaissance, we keep it funky.
I'm just passionate about this, man. Yeah, I'm just passionate.
We need passion, man.
I'm talking about a John Black. John Black is dope. Bron G is dope. My content on my page is never going to be. My content is never going to be nothing to disrespect women or devour children. That's my and it's always. Hey man, you could cop out. I still share Nave. Nave, my man. I chill. I know people. Hey man, I chill with Nave. We got something. Yeah, man, me and Nave be cool. Timmy cool. Timmy cool with all of us. But I don't want y'all to act like it's not about any of that. My thing is this, and I'm going forward because I'm really thinking I'm in my feelings right now. I'm thinking I'm in my feelings right now because it's been a lot I want to say, right?
Man, get off your chest, man. That's why you here.
I just I feel like it's a lot of cats that's just tripping. I feel like it's a lot of cats that's tripping, and you got to be cautious on when people say this person or that person. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. And so that's why I say something as easy as a see. A lot of people ain't gonna take this platform and say this is a serious platform, bro. Oh, I ain't doing this joint. But I bet you if you had Joe Buttons or anybody on this joint, or if this was Joe Button, everybody would do it. But see, you did your research. You said, man, hey man, you already know. Yeah, you already know. And so I just appreciate the platform, man. I'm sorry, bro. I'm everywhere.
You good, man? You
I'm
good?
everywhere.
You see, let's converse about that because you see, I remember when I first moved. I remember when I first moved to Winston Salem, right? Back in
Yeah.
2007. I
Let's
was
talk about
looking.
it. Let's talk about it.
Well, let's talk about it. I was looking
Yeah.
to network. I've always been big in networking. I was looking to network
Yeah.
and gain connections and whatnot to everybody in the Christian hip hop scene and in the underground hip hop scene. You know, I wanted everybody to be talking about ADQ. I wanted everybody to be talking about ADQ's a dope rapper, which I sucked at that time. But you know what I'm saying? I wanted to get mentors. I wanted people to help me out. Nobody was willing to do it
Right.
except Quiet
Right.
Storm, like back in 2012. I think it was 2012. Yeah, 2012, 2011. Took me into a studio and he
Right.
helped me out. He helped me out. But I didn't drop what we recorded. I didn't drop what we recorded together because the beats they gave me were on point. Quiet Storm gave me
Yeah.
some dope, incredible beats. But the way I rapped over them
Shout out to
was
hold
god
on, hold on,
awful.
hold on, hold on. Let me shout out to Quiet Storm because I should have put him in that joint too. I should have put him in that list. Quiet Storm is one of the most givingest people, if that's even a word, the
It
most
is now.
givingest people I've ever met in my life. I think when I was going through a lot of things in my life, OG, he not OG. See, it's OG and it's triple OG. Quiet Storm is a legend. You know what I mean? He's a legend. He's always his spirit is given. I'm listening. So you said his beast was what?
His beats were on point. His beats were incredible. But my flow didn't. But my flow was awful. But this is my point. This is my point. I'm getting to my point.
Okay.
So I had trouble, trying to find and seek out people to help me out. Like I said, Quiet Storm and Ron Stop, they came along in 2012 and helped me out.
Shout out to
Um,
Ron Stop. Shout out to Ron Stop.
and we used to, and when the Iron Man and when the Iron Man ministry was taking place, there'll be conversations like, "Yo,
Hold up. I know I'm talking over you a lot. I just want to give my shout outs. And shout out to Ron Stop. Shout out to Iron Man, that creation. Rest in peace to Bizop. Go ahead, I'm listening. Bizop the legend. Shout out to Bizop, High Points legend, the Bishop. Go ahead, I'm listening. Go ahead. I
RP
gotta,
to pick up."
do that sometimes. ADQ. I'm sorry.
It's all good, man. You should be a DJ. But like I was saying, we all we would have conversations like, why isn't there more unity in the Christian hip hop body?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
having been immersed into theater, the theater. I love doing. I love
Right.
that. I love that God allowed me to get immersed in the theater. I'm glad that God. I'm glad that I was able to see that that CHH or hip hop in general is just something that I'm to be
Yeah.
passionate about,
Yeah.
and it's a hobby, but not my
Uh-huh.
not the calling on my life. I've learned through
Right.
doing theater that any form of art is a collaborative effort, and once we all come together and collaborate and
That's right.
whatnot, that's when we can really move
Right.
numbers. Like Lil Wayne, Lil Wayne.
Indeed.
Back between 2004, yeah, 2004 and until like I think 2012, 2013, 2014, somewhere around that area. Lil Wayne had a long,
Yeah.
solid run, right? But Lil
Yeah,
Wayne wouldn't have been
killing.
even. We wouldn't even known about Lil Wayne if Lil Wayne did not have a backing behind him. If he didn't have the
Right,
Hot Boys and everybody on Sav Cash Money backing him
right,
and helping him grow as an artist.
right, right.
And that's
Amen.
what we all as
Amen.
creatives need.
Amen. So you talking about the backing part.
I'm talking about the backing. I'm talking about the
So
unity.
yeah. Oh no, unity. And see, this is what everything when I hear your interviews, you're talking about that. I don't know why people can't interview, man. I mean, I could give you an answer, but it probably ain't gonna be the answer that you want. You know,
Try me.
I just feel like, I think that we come from the perspective of saying, okay, my best friend G used to always say this, man, when he first got in, because I'm not gonna say first got in the game because he been out here, right? Now that's something like G, okay? Basic from what we know, right? So from this perspective, we were just like we were just like my fault. So my fault. I'm trying to get my clothes
You
out.
good?
So I said,
Go.
okay, so I met GP, right? I met GP through Young Timothy, right? These are all guys. These are all my guys still to this day. I mean, solid guys, family guys. Ain't it's nothing crazy. These are right. Okay, GP, right? I so look. Let me tell you how I met. Let me tell you how I met GP. I met
Man,
GP
tell the world how you met
through Young
Gregory
Timothy.
Peoples.
Hold on. Okay, Gregory Peoples. I Timothy found out that I was in this, but well we are. I'm not gonna say found out. He said, man, you know, he went to St. Pete's, right? Young Timothy you went to St. Pete,
Shout out
right?
to St. Peters.
Oh yeah, shout out to Bishop Hash. He see, he
Shout out to
see me
Pastor
on the
Tatum.
aisles when I'm in my house going to get some mustard. Shout out to Bishop Hash. Shout out to Jason Sloan. All these guys, right?
Pastor Jason's been on my
Old school
podcast. Shout out to him.
legends to me. All old school, and I gotta watch that. Old school legends, right? Okay. I met I already knew Timmy. Timmy said, well, he knew what I was going through in my life because I'm transparent. See, a lot of these cats is not cat. A lot of these people, whether it's in faith, music, uh, the normal, you could be an atheist. People just ain't real, right? Okay. I talk to my friends. I only can tell you what I do. When we talk about unity, I can tell you what I think and tell you what I talk to my brothers, right? Because we talking about men at the end of the day, right?
Right.
I met so basically young Timothy said, man, look, I got a men's lock-in at St. Pete's. I said, all right, cool. I said, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. He said, man, you can't have no cell phone in there. And you just got to go ahead and you get a mat. I went in there. I didn't even have a mat. The church gave me a mat, right? My wife at the time, right? She said she dropped me off, and I was living in Greensboro. But because it was Timmy, I knew his heart. I knew I was gonna be taken care of or whatever. When I got in there, it was just a whole nother perspective, right? I said, all right, cool. I need to go for myself. I'm glad I don't want nobody in here to know that Natman's in here. Nobody. We sleeping in the gym. All the guys in there, right? All the guys in there during that lock-in, all of them got soft cushions. Their wife done made them a little lunch they could take, even though it's free food. Oh, my joint was the ruggedest. Right, right. So I'm excited because I'm excited about God, right? I'm excited. I'm passionate. The same way that I write, the same way you say LOVE, the same way that I'm breathing life, right? I said, man, dang, I don't know nobody in here. That's cool, right? Got to be to work at Monday, right? I go on a Friday. Man, I'm in that man's encounter. Bishop Hash didn't even walk through to like Saturday night, right? It's just men just pouring from a different angle. The only way that I seen it was from my uncle, but it was multiple of my uncle of Rick Torrey. It was multiple. My uncle's a real guy, right? He's a real guy. I'm sitting here and I'm saying, bro, I'm watching men cry and pour out, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so about time that Saturday night, Saturday something or something Saturday, I seen GP in there, right? I'm eating by myself. It's kind of like I'm not gonna say jail, right? Jail is a bad word.
It
This
was
is
like it's like a retreat. I've been to a few of those.
you've been
I've
there
been like three of
before?
those
How many
encounters
ones
like
you been
retreat.
how many jumps you been through?
I've been through three. I've been through a men's encounter and
Oh,
two college encounters.
that one was vicious. That one was vicious. Oh, so it's a college one too?
Yeah, there's one for college ages. That's the one that Pastor Jason will lead. Pastor Jason, Sister Mia, and his staff. But um,
Nah. It
but I've
won't no
been to
women. It won't no women. Yeah, this joint, this was the big boy league. You couldn't even look at a woman in that joint.
oh yeah, it was a big boy
This,
one. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, yeah, and
On Saturday night, you go to a lot. You go to an encounter on Saturday night,
yeah,
which I imagine they're
right.
not doing right now because of COVID. But you go to one Saturday night, that's when it goes down, son. That's when it goes down.
So do
And
you spend the night? You spend the night the whole. So this is the college one, right,
the college one's just like the men's one.
bro? The okay, but you got all types of genders in there, right? You got women talking it. We didn't have no women. This was like the one you said with the grown men. I went to that one, right?
I'll put it
I
this way.
went to that.
I'll put it this
I
way.
never.
The males were with the males and the females were with the females. You know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
okay, okay.
Your
All right,
sex
okay,
agreement.
okay. So okay. So ADQ. So the one I went to was a regular men's one, right? No
Right.
women around. No women around. You probably didn't see no. Okay, all right. I said, man, I'm sitting there like they feed you. First of all, when I go in there, I got a cover, right? I don't have no mat because I'm sleeping in the gym with like 50 men,
The masks are
right?
so
I'm
uncomfortable,
sleeping in
man.
the man. I would have loved that mat, but the lady said, not the lady, but somebody said it was one of the pastors said, "I'm gonna get you. You're gonna need after that first night." You know, when I at now that first night, and I'm gonna get to my story. I'm sorry. After
You
that
could-
first night, I'm sitting there. I got my phone. I got it tucked under the cover. I'm sleeping under the rough basketball chain. It's crazy, you know. And they told me, they say, man, it's not gonna get real until that after you go to sleep. It's gonna get real. I met GP during that breakfast for that Saturday morning. I met GP, right? I met GP. He was just sincere. He was just like, but you know, a lot of people, you know, they don't know how to take brothers, man. They don't know how to take friendship, right? And
Yeah,
so I
especially
said,
today.
dang, I said, this dude sitting here, I said, man, I don't even know. He said, yeah, I'm Greg, man. You know, just a good dude, like he cutting his grass, bro. Right? I didn't know that I would be friends with him, you know, 8, 10 years later. You know, 8 to 10 years, however long we've been friends. So I said, man, we go through the process. We go through the process of the lock-in. It was a very beautiful experience because I've never experienced. I think a lot of men need that. I think a lot of men need that experience. That was something that I've never seen. That's just like you saying, okay, how do you write? And your sound is different. And a lot of people don't. Man, I never witnessed anything like that. I seen people of all races in that joint just going crazy. I mean, it was a sense of when I came out of there, I said, bro, I felt dope. Now I was saved before, but when I went in there, I came out way different. I came out different. I said, man, I don't want to. I'm not going to do. I said, man, God with me. You know, and so one thing, and so this goes back to the question, right? I met GP. I linked up with GP. Me and Timmy was hanging out. I was gonna spend the night at young Timmy's house. Timmy said, "Yo, let's go to Christmas in the City in Winston," which is a big thing, right? And so he was just like, basically, Timmy said, shout out to Nave. Timmy said, "Man, let's go ahead and go to Christmas in the City, downtown Winston." We did that. We saw G there. And so basically we were just like, okay, well, we're gonna get together. We're gonna spend the night at Timmy's house. But one thing Timmy said, no music. He said, I don't want him to be blasted off the music or just to be, okay, we're doing music and we're gonna bring him in or anything like that. Or he just said, man, let's just reach out to him as a brother. I've been with him since. And it's never been about music. This is the village. I'm at the village right now when we speak. This guy has been a friend, a brother, a cousin, a uncle, a brother, you know, and I got a few people I can shout out there too, you know, but he used to always say, man, let me get back to that. He said, man, what's up with the unity? He said, why you ain't, he couldn't understand it. He couldn't understand it. And I would tell him because he was a babe, right? I said, man, you're not going to understand it. You're not going to understand it. I done had people done stole from me. They done robbed from me, took from me for my, this is all CHH. They done took from me, took from my family, took from my kids' mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not making it about me. But now he understands it. And I think everybody would come to that point. Now, Rick Torch, he understands it. Jason Franco, he understands it. Shout out to Professor B, he understands it. People don't understand it. Once you get ran over, ADQ, you gonna understand it. You
Oh man,
un-
I've been there, yo. I've been there
okay,
totally.
okay,
I mean,
okay.
it's a heartbreaking experience. Like, see, one reason why
It
that
is.
happened, I would say one reason why that probably happened to you from CHH people is because they got the HH part, but ain't no C up in that mug. You know what I'm saying? Because
Exactly.
Christianity, Christianity gets a bad rap for this reason, I
It
believe.
does. It does. I'm listening.
Christianity gets
Go
a
ahead.
bad rap because of what Gandhi said about Christianity. I like your Christ. I just don't like your Christians because they are nothing like your Christ.
Right.
I have spent my entire adult life trying to check my heart and make sure that I come off as Christ like, as much like the Savior as I possibly can. Do I have my shortcomings? Absolutely. I used to be a hothead. I've indulged in
Man,
premarital sex. I've
preach,
done a lot of crazy things.
preach.
Last time you saw me, brother.
I'm still doing ADQ. I'm still doing crazy things. I'm
We're
not
going to
happy
do
about
crazy
it.
things. We
I'm
dead gonna
still
die.
doing crazy. And see, you know what? That's the point right there. That's the point right there. Everybody not understanding that. We all having those perspectives, right? Those angles.
And
But
let me
at
tell
the
you about
same
this.
time,
Yeah,
okay, go ahead.
I was about to say, and I went into those encounters thinking that, yo, I'm gonna give my all to Christ and whatnot. I'm gonna come out, no problems ever again. Man, shoot. Like a few years after I went to those encounters thinking that stuff, I bumped into you in when I was in Greensboro. I had trouble finding a job and stuff. I was in a really low place. Brother, I was ready to take myself out, like for real, for real. I was like ready
Where
to
we
say,
meet
I
at?
was done with
Where
life.
we meet? Where we meet at? Where did we
Well,
meet? Where did we actually meet?
you just happened to
Where did
see
we
me on
actually meet?
Yanceyville Street.
Huh? Huh?
You just happened to see me walking on Yanceyville Street and recognize me.
Oh yeah, I already knew you before then, though. Okay, so basically, so basically, you talking about one time I seen you driving on the side. I'm sorry, walking on the side of the road, and I gave you a ride. I'm
Yeah.
not talking about that. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. You know. Yeah,
Well,
I'm not
what
talking
I'm
about.
getting at is this is what I'm getting at. I'm
Yeah, a
getting at
lot of
is
I'm pretty sure a lot of your Christian buddies done passed you on that road though. You
oh yeah,
know,
oh definitely.
I could be on that road tonight or tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
You
what
know,
I'm
I
getting
could
at,
be on that road tonight or tomorrow.
yeah, but this is what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is um I've carried that title. To me, that's all it is a title. It's the light that goes along with that title that matters. Um I've carried that title. I thought coming out of those encounters, I was supposed to be this this pearly white smiling person with no problems whatsoever. But when you saw me, man, when you saw me walking along that road, yeah, you saw me plenty of times before that. But when you saw me that day, I was in a
Yeah,
sunken place, man. I was done with life. I was ready to check out completely. It was during those days when I was
yeah,
praying to God that I would not wake up.
yeah, yeah. Amen, amen.
So you want to talk about
Yeah, that's that.
transparency. You want to talk so
Yeah.
so anybody who thinks that you
But
cannot
see,
have problems. Say what?
everybody can't even. You know, it's not about everybody, but you know, when you transparent like that, man, and see, and when you look at from where you been and where you at now,
Praise God.
man, bro, and that don't mean it's gonna be easy. I'm talking to myself too, right? It doesn't matter. The fact that a, you believe in the one that you never seen before. It's tough out here, man. It's tough. But God is still steadily showing us one by one. And people still confused to the glory of God. I'm glad, hey man, the fact that you got a house to live in right now, you got a roof over your head. ADQ, you got a roof over your head?
I do. I was homeless last year.
Man, come on, man. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. And so
Credit's
that's
all
when I
jacked up.
say, you said what, champ?
I said credit's all jacked up, but God ain't jacked up. Shoot.
Man, look, my credit messed up, but my credit ain't messed up with God. You know what
Amen.
I mean? My credit ain't messed up with God because as much as I fought, he just keeps saying, you know what, Nate, you better keep pushing. You better keep pushing. And if you don't push, I'ma make you push. When all hell breaks loose, when the water pipes break, you know, forget the money. Forget the money. When you doing shows and you going out to shows and you just and forget the music. I'm talking about the source of God, of who he is. That's why I can look at my brothers in my circle. Because really, I'm not trying to keep nobody out the circle. Everybody excluded themselves out. And I got love for every artist, every person, I can walk in the store. I treat everybody with decency and respect. This God thing is really is difficult standing, right?
Right.
But it's easy going by the blueprint. I don't got no hate for nobody, no matter your color, your creed, whatever your sex is, and everything. But I got issues I got to deal with myself. And see, that's where I'm right now at my. See, it's gonna be LOVE on these projects, but it ain't gonna be no LO. Nah, I'm about to go in. This is a vulnerable time for everybody to be honest. And why we not being honest? I don't want to
Because of
be
pride,
around
bro.
perfect people. I don't. I mean, if you perfect, that's cool. I'm still respect you, right? Because we got men that have died on the sideline, right? We got men that have died that have went by on the, and men that are going through it right now in their homes, just like me, right? The music, everybody, man, look, hey man, God is gonna reign. This is the perfect time. This is the perfect time for this interview. All of this. God is going to reign. God is going to reign. He's going to, hey, man, you know what? I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to let you get your name because I know this interview is kind of dope. Or it's
No, it
rap.
ain't kind of dope. It's definitely dope. Shoot.
But look, one thing about me and Timmy and G, when Timmy, we go to the mansion, we go to G house, right? That's where I record at, right? So we always pray. We always pray. When I go around G, his family, his kids call me uncle, man. Right?
I would expect that.
I mean, you know what I mean? Like I eat there. I'm not sucking up to nobody, man. This ain't no specific Natman. I'm just saying, look, man, when you got when you really got I think a lot of people, man, I think a lot of people got a lot of situations in which they're not really trying to let their guard down, especially as men. See, men not doing that. We do that here. We do that here. I fight everybody. I got a small circle. I'm telling you, my uncle, G, um, Timmy, man, bro, me and Timmy don't fought. We fight. But you know what? That sucker loved me. He loved me. I said, dang, So that shows me everybody dealing with different type of. And guess what? Some people just may not know. ADQ. Some people just may not know who they are as the way that you see them. It's no bad thing on you. So a lot of people just carrying weight. They're carrying a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
Be dope. Live your life. You only get one of these until you go. And I ain't never had nobody tell me when they went, when they left, that it's gonna be like this. Except the Bible. That's it. Except the scripture. That's it. Just man, you got one life. Take it. Health, right? We talking about health, right? We talking about health. We're talking about um accountability as men. We're talking about being dope for our kids, right? This is what we talking about as men. This is what I stand on. No shady crap. I say accountability. Hey man, accountability. You're gonna need a brother to talk to. I don't care who you are. You're gonna need somebody, and you don't need the whole man. You need a little gang. If the world got the gang, you're gonna need a little gang. I got people, man, how your music. I'm not doing no features right now. My features is only focused on my tribe. My I'm focusing on AOG, GP, and myself. That's it. I'm not focused on nothing else. Not at this moment in my life because I'm going through so much that people don't even know that I can't. I'm not even telling about it. You know what I mean? I'm not even telling about it. But it's man. Look, shout out to Jerome. Shout out to Quest Song. Right? The circle is good, and then you still got artists like you still got new artists like Mike Teasy, right? Mike Teasy. Have you heard of Mike Teasy?
Yeah, I heard Mike Teasy.
You paying attention to what he doing?
Man, you just gonna put me on the spot like that, ain't you?
No, I'm not saying it like that. But I'm just
I don't.
saying, like,
Um,
man, Mike Teasy, Larry Breed, like, it's not dead. It's not dead. We gotta watch the words that not you, because I keep saying and I keep thinking. I said, man, it ain't happening. I said, man, I said we still confused, right? Even DA and them, MGMG, right? They doing their thing.
my brother Curtis Pudone, man,
Sometimes
he
we
doing
gotta
his
say,
thing.
man, DA and them just came back from Europe. They went to Europe, bro.
Okay,
Who
Curtis, they
goes
went to
to
Europe.
Europe and huh?
My bad. I was
You
joking.
said
I
what?
said Curtis, they went to Europe.
No, I'm just saying, like they steadily running this. Like they got a focus point. Their focus point is they're going to do what they. Man, I'm so proud. Shout out to DA and them. let me say this. When I ain't had no car, when I was going through hell, and I ain't even gonna go on the other. But hey, man, when I went and he went and he went and came all the way from Greensboro. Me and DA cool. Me and DA cool. MG is a stamp. Everybody should be just like, yo, we focusing on this. We focusing on this because he has, man, we cool. All I'm saying is, I said, man, I'm just watching. And sometimes when you watch, you get sidetracked. And so that's where I'm at with my projects. That's where I'm at. But
So I'm gonna
I'm
ask
on
you
it.
this. So I'm gonna ask you this, and I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna ask. Then I got another question for you. Um,
Go ahead.
that in that you just said, I sense like a theme of reconciliation. You know, brotherhood, right? So I remember like
Yeah, brotherhood
back when I
period.
was in
Yes, brotherhood period.
yeah. So back when I was in my sunken place and stuff that I mentioned, me and GP had a bit of a disagreement of words that got a little that got a little passionate, right? We both of us said stuff that we had no business saying to each other. And I was like, "Yo, I'm done with GP. I ain't talking to him none of that. I blocked him and everything, right?" Then
Oh,
a
you
few
talking
years,
about GP?
yes, I am talking about GP Gregory Peoples. He will tell you this.
Yeah. I remember that.
So
I remember that. Yeah.
so
He was hurt by it more than you was.
I was a
On the
bubble at
rip,
the
on the
time.
reality, I knew about it when it hit because that transparency,
Yeah.
right? That's
So
what I
my
say, that
this is my point.
transparency. Yeah,
So
go ahead.
this is my point. When I remember one day, this is when I was a student at UNCG. This is when I was going to UNCG. One day I'm walking around and I
Okay.
see him, right? I see him, I see that he worked there
Remember
now.
that. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, usually when you see a friend, a brother, whoever that you had a fallout with and stuff, you deny them, you walk the other way, you avoid them, all that good stuff. I said, forget that, man. That's my brother.
Yeah.
Normally, I'm not one
Yeah.
that hug dudes on a regular basis. That's something that I'm struggling with.
Exactly.
But yo, you reach out his hand for a handshake and stuff. I went in for a hug, man. I was like, man, you my big brother. Give me a hug, man.
Preach. Preach. Yeah, preach. Preach.
And that's why to this very day
Preach.
I say that big brother, annoying little brother relationship, that's what we got.
Yeah. Yeah. But see, you see, that takes a lot for a man. You know, as men, we don't even like to go to the doctor, bro. We
I
deal
like
with
to go to
pride
the
and
doctor because it's expensive.
we dealing with so much stuff as black men, bro. We dealing with so much stuff. Even bro, we dealing with hell and more right now, bro. We we don't know how to be fathers. We don't know how to be husbands, right? And we don't know how to do it. We don't even know how to be a friend, right? Because everything is I, right? We only deal with self. As long as I get my money, the way we talk, get your money, stay out the way, right? People done died off that, right? People done died off of it. So it takes a lot. Cause I remember before when, because man, hey man, I'm hurt, man. ADQ and then hey, that same day that happened, my best friend called. Everybody my best friend. You know what I mean? Actions speak louder than words. I'm supposed to be everybody's best friend too. But I'm not gonna go on this pool. But you know what? The fact that y'all got this joint worked out shows me that that's why it's not the unity, right? Because everybody think that whatever that God has given them or whatever their tactic is in their life, and hey man, look, I don't wish no harm. I don't wish no harm with nobody, man. That's it. I don't wish no. Just like you, ADQ. I'm talking to you, ADQ. I'm talking to you. I'm thinking that I'm you right now. You don't want no smoke with nobody, man. You trying to get. Hey man, you ain't got no kids, bro. It don't matter if you did have kids, right? It don't matter if you had kids, right? So it's just the fact that you're sitting there to say, you're sitting there to say, dang, man, my brother, man. I bet you it felt better for you to hug him after that, right? It felt better to hug him, right?
Absolutely. I
It
never
was so
enjoyed
much
a
relief.
hug from another man more than that.
No, for real, for real. But see, a lot of men need to do that. But see, it don't need to be no drama, nah. You got to come to the point to say, not you, but he came to the point. He came to the point. You came to the point. It just felt right. You know what I mean? And see, a lot of men need to start hugging more, right? We need to start talking more. This is when I say unity. It ain't got nothing to do with rap. We need to start hugging more. Talk, no homo. We need to be talking more, right? We need to be expressing more. This is why it ain't no unity. And so we need to ban that word unity and whatever that is. Men need to be men, and we just need to walk forth and march. We gotta march. Because look, this is only one life. It's not unless it's okay, the paradise and all of that, that's cool. Right now, everything now is gonna show. And right, your heart gotta be right. I know people that's hollering at. I said, dang, they don't even know how to be men, right? They don't know how to be men. I'm still learning at 42 years old. I'm like, how to be a man. Hey man, I messed up. I had to go to my whole team. I had to go to my uncle. I had to go to my uncle. Hey man, bro, you was right. AG. Hey, and guess what? I be right sometimes. I get my victories too, right? So it's not about who says it, and it's just about the accountability, the trust. But you gotta learn to trust, right? You gotta learn to trust. Cause some people, they just grew up and they just know everybody doing CHH right now. They doing gospel rap. I don't even like to call it that, right? Right? That a lot of people believe, right? When I look at somebody like Quiet Storm, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm talking about the people that everybody is saying about music. Quiet Storm, Ron Stop. They creating avenues to say, okay, men only, Iron Man. And it's only three people in there. It's only three people in there. Five people. The most if we go to Golden Corral, right? Right? Golden Corral. And we probably have seven people in there. Shout out to Bizop. Bizop was there at all the meetings, right? A legend, right? He died for this, right? Bizop, you probably never knew. He died for this. I had started driving, right? I started driving, and I've been knew Bizop from the Iron Man's meeting, right? Right. First of all, I toured down there when he was in Florida, right? I
Right?
said, man, I said, dang, I said, man, shout out to Bizot, man. He died earlier. He died before Kobe Bryant. That's how I knew the world was gonna get crazy. I said, man, the guy was a legend, right? I picked him up from a homeless shelter, right? In a tractor trailer, right? Every morning at 4 o'clock in the morning, he on his knees in the tractor trailer. I said, man, he on his knees and he got his word out every day. I never seen it. I smoked a black and mild, right? Dealing with my things and my issues, my insecurities as a man, dealing with everything, family, friends, everything, right? Okay. I said, but dang, it wasn't the fact that he didn't do it. It was just the fact that the man that he was in his life, right? this guy was really sturdy on the word. And really, he couldn't preach at your big churches because you know why he couldn't preach at your big churches? Because he didn't look like you. And he had a different type of talk with him, right? He dealt with CHH. Like everybody here was his heroes. And he's no longer here. It was bigger than Kobe. It was bigger than Kobe for me. He died. He died coaching, teaching one of his students a move, bro. So he was still teaching, right? He stayed, and I know I'm talking too much, right?
You good?
He
You good?
basically he died, right? He died teaching somebody something, right? He always used to ask me, man, what's up with the unity? But see, he was kind of like an uncle because I think he was like 48, right? He said, man, he was the type of person to get his hands dirty to say, well, okay, let's go ahead and talk. A lot of people don't want that talk. So when we talk about unity, we're talking about a lot of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about a lot of things. And that's why I go back to that man part. Because I'm still learning it. I still get big boy talks. It don't matter if I'm older or younger. I still get big boy talks, bro. Hey man, you shouldn't do this. You know what? It hurts, but you know what? I gotta take it. And guess what? I'm gonna eat off that food. I'm gonna put the knife in it just like I got a steak or something on it. Or some lobster or anything, bro. It don't matter. I'ma just some chicken breast. I'ma just sit there and cool it. Cause I'ma just say, okay, well, I trust this person. Well, really, it ain't really about trust. It's just about what kind of information you get. But see, man, I don't know what's going on, and I ain't really trying to figure it out. I'm not. I'm not trying to figure it out. ADQ. I'm not trying to figure it out. I got love for everybody. I think I done named a lot of people on this podcast. And shout out to ADQ. ADQ doing this thing too. ADQ. Hey, I pray that I pray that your interviews will just be just as honorable or whatever as whatever that has been going on and what's going on now. I'm proud of you. I'm
Thank
proud
you.
of you
You
for
talking like
having
this
that.
interview's over, brother.
Nah, I mean, we can't go three. Yeah, we can't go three, but man, I just thank you for the outlet, man. I'm passionate. I'm passionate about everything. I'm passionate about everything that I do. And sometimes I have been unpassionate about things, right? I've been unpassionate about things because I've been to the point to say, well, tag, man, I don't really feel this. I don't really feel it. But I'm glad I'm here today, man. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad.
I'm
I'm
glad you're
glad.
here too, man.
Yeah,
I
I'm glad.
am.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
but yo,
How does it hold on. How does it feel to have a podcast, man, these days? Right?
well,
How
we're
does it
going to
feel
talk
like
about that real quick. We're going to talk about because you had a podcast before podcasts were popping. Natman
uh
101.
uh uh
Never even had me as a guest. But
man.
today, man, here's what it's like to have a podcast today. Today, what's important in podcast culture and stuff is you gotta stand out because there's so many other podcasts out there. Like, okay,
Yeah.
like for instance, I'm looking at my blue polo. I'll bet you somewhere there is a podcast about blue polos. There are
Yeah.
podcasts about daggone near everything. I have an Ankh on. I know there's podcasts that'll tell you about the origin of the Ankh and whatnot. It's all
Yeah.
about standing out. And me, what I bring to the podcast culture is number one, my vision for this. My vision for this is to reflect the Harlem Renaissance and bring together Black artists and telling Black artists about each other and celebrating the art that you all do. Now on Mondays, I reach out to those who are not black, so we could talk theater because theater, black theater is a thing. But I've done theater with white people. I've done theater with black people. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm trying to bring to the table. And also, there's not another ADQ out there. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's someone out there with the
Mhm.
initials ADQ, but I am the
No,
only.
you definitely in your bag, bro. You definitely in your bag. You're definitely different. You're definitely yourself. I think once you be yourself, and I think we talked about this the other night when I was in South Carolina. I said, man, because what episode are we on?
It's 68, brother.
Man, that's an accomplishment. Yeah, that's an I think right now, I think once we do, look, I'm gonna take the bag for you, bro. 75, 75, or 100. Let's go ahead and have a celebrate, man, and do it visually, man. And I'm pretty sure you're doing it visually now, but let's go ahead and man, let me find out some way that we can help what you got going on, man. Because I think when we're talking about my podcast, first of all, my podcast, in which I definitely miss, Natman
You start
101,
back up, but go ahead.
Natman 101, classic. Now that I look at it, I feel like I missed out on a lot of big opportunities. But see, it's a lot of opportunities that people would say, but I feel like that was an opportunity right there, right? I had the plugs from Rapzilla, the South at that time. Shout out to Z. He was running the South, right? My first night, I'm on the South Live. I'm on these major websites live, right? It was exciting. I think I only did 40 episodes of Natman 101. I will bring people amongst the community, artists. I It just was a real home good felt show, right? And that was something that Franco was just like, man, you need to do it, right? Because at the time, it was a lot of stuff going, a lot that people don't even know. And so I said, man, I don't even know. It's like, man, just be yourself, you know. And shout out to Jason Franco, man. That's my guy. That's that will forever be my guy, right? Forever. He just said, man, let's do the Natman 101. We actually did 3 tours together, right? We had the urgency tour, not in order. The SWAT tour. We did the SWAT tour first, urgency, and it was another tour. It was another tour than the urgency tour, right? I did 3 tours with him. I did 3 tours with him. And maybe, a lot of people would question and say, it wasn't, man, this dude has really given me the shirt off his back. Like he believed in, I think he really, not even me, I think he believed in CHH or gospel rap or whatever, because he invested that whole time with Natman 101. He just said, hey, man, he just said, hey, man, I'm gonna focus on you, and I didn't ask for that. And I was just with him probably like 2 weeks ago, man. And his sister hit me up yesterday, was just like, man, I just thank you for, you know, being the only friend that not really the only friend, but a friend, a brother to him. He needs, we all need each other, Shout out to Jason Franco, man. Shout out to Jason Franco. I think that was the first place. No, it wasn't. I was about to say the first place we did a track at, as far as me and G, but Yeah, man. He did a lot for the community at that time. I feel like it could have been pushed a lot of more. I think that at this point, but timing is everything, and the way God does things, But I think that we could have been. I think, man, I'm not even gonna say what I'm gonna say. I think
You
that
know,
if we was,
let me
if,
just
if
throw this up in
hold on,
here.
hold on, hold on. If we was all in the same bag, if everybody was in the same bag, at least a few more people was in. I think it could have. I think he could have pushed. I think he could have pushed. I'm listening. Go ahead.
I'm gonna just say I'm hearing some shoulda, coulda walk, some shoulda, coulda talk. I heard that from my homegirl Carmen the other night when we did episode, and I'm just gonna throw this out here. It's never too
Not
late.
no shoulda, coulda, woulda because it's not no shoulda, coulda, woulda
No,
because
I didn't
I
say
mean
woulda.
we
I didn't say woulda. I didn't say woulda because
yeah
I'm hearing shoulda, coulda, but you still can. I'm 35, man. I'm
okay
35, and
yeah,
I'm coming from Greensboro, but I still got Broadway. I still got Broadway in my sights. Ain't nothing gonna stop me from
yeah,
pushing
as
for.
you should, because I remember when you went to New York, man. When I had my old page, right? I had my old page. I said, man, dang, I said he having a hard time in New York, but you was enjoying it though, right? You was giving everybody your information. You were just like, man, I'm here. I never been here. It's people that never touched that city before, right? Never,
Hey, man,
never. This
I
is the
saw
great.
Broad.
This city is the meanest city in the world, bro. You
Yeah, but
get
I
out of
serve the
there.
greatest God in the world, so I ain't scared.
Right. But it's embracing though. When you get there, it's a different smell, right? Wherever you get to, once you hit New York City, it's just a different smell. Your nose, it don't smell like where we at, right? We in the South, right? So I say,
Smells so great.
man, you were just sharing it. And I remember on my open, it just hit me just now. I said, man, it was beautiful. It's beautiful. I said, man, it's beautiful. It's because it's a lot of people. But see, you don't look at that number. You don't look at the numbers. You just say, man, who I am as a person, and you be like, man, look, like I say, you gotta be dope. You just gotta be yourself. And if nobody can take you for yourself, somebody will. Somebody will. Somebody will. And so I just appreciate you sharing your steps when you was walking through there. I remember you had a hard time when you was there. I was like, I don't think you can get back home or something. Something happened. What
I'll tell
happened?
you what happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened. This what happened. I was there. Number one, I was lost over on Amsterdam Avenue because I ran out a hostel room, but
You
I
was
did
in
not
Amsterdam
realize what
Avenue?
a hostel. I didn't realize what a
You was
hostel
in
was.
Hampton?
Huh?
You said Amsterdam Avenue?
Yeah, Amsterdam Avenue, over in Manhattan.
Oh, you
Um,
was in Harlem. You was in Harlem. You was in Harlem then.
well, there you go. I was right in the middle of there in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock
Yeah,
at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's like asking to die. So anyway,
yeah. My friend, one of my best friends got shot in the head out there riding the bike, man. Yeah,
there you
go ahead.
go.
I'm listening.
I was standing there waiting for a lift with a big freaking bag. So anyway, I'm going back and forth to LaGuardia Airport, to JFK Airport, trying to
I
find a
remember that.
hotel that will take me in.
Yeah,
And then I'm
yeah,
feeling dejected. I don't know what to do. I call my cousin
yeah,
who lives over on Queens, right? She refuses to let me come over.
yeah,
Absolutely refuses. That's how dysfunctional my family is. So then, just when I'm feeling dejected, my homegirl Nikayla Knox, I love her. She's my little sister. She's daggone
yeah.
22. She just turned 22, but talking to her is like talking to someone older than I am. She's way more her age. Anyway,
Right.
I'm talking fast because I got some questions I want to get to real quick. But anyway, um, I talk to her. She motivates me. I bump into a guy over in the LaGuardia Airport, and all of a sudden we just have a talk about the South. I'm talking to him, about to go order some breakfast because I'm hungry as a mug. I'm sleep deprived, and I look up and I see David and Tamala Mann, right? That really gets
Wow.
going. My homegirl
Yeah.
Letitia, who is a SAG actress, Letitia Di She says if I could if I can hang around and meet her over at the Penn Station at 7 o'clock, I could come spend a couple days at her place. So God, man, God, God was all over that daggone trip to New York.
Always, always, always.
Speaking of New York, man, I'm hearing when I listen to your song "The Yin," the sound of that joint sounds very New Yorkish.
Yeah, yeah,
Let's talk about some of your
yeah.
music real quick. Tell me about the Yin.
The Yan was produced by Many Styles. They out of the DC area, the Maryland DC area, mainly Maryland. They have done major tracks for a lot of people. I think they did Young Bloods beats. They did a beat for Young Bloods. They did a beat for, I don't know if people remember Jay Holiday. I don't know if people remember Governor. They used to be signed with G Unit. Um, I got that off my uncle Rick Torch. You know what I'm saying? And not off him, but the connection, because before we went to New York to go to 106 and Park, well, they was mainly working on Rick Torch's first album, who is my uncle. And so they said, so I was in Reno, Nevada, and I said, man, I was working on my project, in which that album is really, that album like 6 in right now. We probably like 6 songs on that album, because I'm taking so much and putting on this new mixtape that I'm gonna drop within probably the next month and a half, 2 months, the most, right? Um, and so yeah, they did the beat, and I just wrote to it. And just I didn't think about it too hard. It was really easy, and so we just came up with it. And it's called the Yen. It's called the Yen, and it's so vicious. I'm just like, man, but I'm creatively doing all types of stuff, or thinking. Creatively don't necessarily mean writing. You can be creative of what you see, right? And so I don't know if that's gonna be on the mixtape, before Honor Comes to Melody Part 2, or on the album. But I've been getting a lot of raves off that. I know I've been getting more secular raves off that, right? And the song got the oil on it. And you know who I'm talking about. You know, it's just like, yeah, we're gonna go there. We're gonna go there. So yeah, again, I love it. I love performing it though. I love performing it.
Okay, so yeah, I would love to perform that joint too, especially in the middle of Harlem. Tell me about this joint, because one thing I noticed from your songs that I was listening to is you switch up your sounds a lot. Like Flight 101, sound like you was going for a more rock sound.
Mm-hmm.
That joint
I'm
slap, man.
definitely I'm definitely in the aspect to not care about what anybody think. As long as the beat crank, you know, I just wanna I just I just wanna go in on a beat, And so Flight 101 was one of those things, right? In which it got a lot of views. I think we over 1,000, 1,200 or something like that, right?
I hear you, 1,000, 1,200.
Yeah, a great record. My guy that did No Fear did that beat. I got a record called No Fear with Jason Franco. He did that beat, and he gave me 3 beats. He did that beat. He did he did Flight 101, which was totally different. I felt comfortable in it. I didn't feel like I had to force it though, ADQ. couldn't force it. I just said, man, it feels good. And it didn't take me a lot to write about it. You know, I just said, look, I'm going to just, I'm going to give glory to God, keep it 100, and that's it. So he gave me that beat. He gave me No Fear, and he gave me No Fear is with Jason Franco, and he gave me War Cry with GP, and T Will. He gave me those three beats. Yeah, he gave me those three beats. And so, yeah,
Okay.
Flight 101 is one of those songs that, you can really, and I can't wait till things open back up because I'm not going to say I don't know how to perform that song, but I can't wait to perform that song, you know. So, yeah, Flight 101 was a beast. It was a beast. I think a lot of people slept on it because it wasn't that. But evidently, if you saying 1200, and I ain't really no view guy, but nah, I think Flight 101 won. I think that's one of them joints that's won. Now I'm trying to worry about winning. You know
Okay.
what I
So,
mean?
okay. So tell me this: How many songs
Yeah.
did
I'm
you?
listening.
How many songs have you and GP done together so far? I know there's a lot. I mean, y'all may as well do a whole album together.
Oh man. Shoot. I keep telling G we need to do a record. We need to do a project together. I think it's very important for not only me, for us as men. When I say that accountability, I think it's important for North Carolina. But I really think that um, when we do it, it's gonna be nothing but resources. It's gonna be nothing but resources, right? That's no difference. It's gonna be a lot of people slept on GP. I'm not jock riding or none of that or capping. I think GP's like one of my favorite rappers, right? I think GP
GP.
is I think GP is a lot of people's favorite rappers, but a lot of people like he deal with family too, right? His family don't believe in him, right? His family don't believe in him, right?
My family don't believe in me, man.
That's
I know the feeling.
that okay. That's why I said it 3 times because sometimes my family don't believe in me too. You know what I'm saying? And so really, the thing I like about GY embracing and people be like, man, and I get that question a lot. Why? Hey, man, why? Right? Even from his family, right? Why?
Hey, man.
Right?
I learned that
I said,
there's a scripture that says a prophet is not accepted in his own hometown. So
hey,
it doesn't
let
shock
him
me.
respect you and be the chief cornerstone.
What?
Ah, let him respect you and be the chief cornerstone. Stones you neglect will be the chief cornerstone, right? I think one thing that of course I love the community, I love the heart, I love the family. I like all of that about G, right? I love his voice too. No homo, right? I think you gotta be creative. I think you gotta be creative. Um, as far as the identity now, you know, I that's my guy. That's my guy. And guess what? He make a lot of boo boos like me. So I don't want this thing to be, if I'm forgetting shouting you out or whatever, it's cool, you know. But
Well, yo,
I
let me say
just
this.
I just
Let me
think
say
that
this.
I think that project gonna come. I think the project with me and GP is gonna come, right? It's gonna come. Trust me. The project is gonna come. It's
Cool,
gonna come.
cool.
It's gonna come.
And also, I would say this to any aspiring artists out there. Yo, if your family don't rock with you, it's all good. Cause
Oh
don't
my
nobody that I'm
gosh.
related to.
You better
Don't nobody that
embrace
I'm
it, but
related
be
to is
positive.
toxic.
Yeah. Yeah, you better be positive. You better be positive. If your family don't embrace you, it's going to be the hardest thing that you ever had to do. It's going to be the hardest thing that you ever had to succumb, right? But at the same time, you can get through it. But you're gonna take a will, you're gonna take a step to get some help. You know what? ADQ, I'm doing therapy now, right? I
Good. I
love
want
it.
to do therapy.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I think it's cooler now to get therapy. You know what I mean?
And
It's cooler
shout out to
now
my
to
two
get.
family members who did come see who have support my place. But yeah. We our community needs therapy. We all do. We have
Yeah.
inherited
Well,
PTSD from slavery.
yeah. I think that's nice. How you like it?
Like what?
The therapy, the therapist.
No, I'm not in therapy. I'm saying that I need therapy.
Oh, I'm in therapy.
And the people
Yeah, I'm
that
doing it
embrace it more.
because of COVID, right? COVID, you can't meet face to face, so I'm doing it over the phone. But I love it. I embrace it. I embrace it. I don't feel weird with it. And if somebody try to tell me, I think I feel kind of weird if somebody tell me, you know, hey man, you can't, hey man, this therapy ain't gonna work. And so it's really not about doing it to be cool or doing it because that person, I'm doing it for me, you know, I'm doing it for me.
So as we start to wrap this up, so we could get into these bars, um, what does the future hold for you, Nat?
You said what? What's the plan? What?
What does the future hold for you? What's next for you?
Man, only God knows. Only God knows. My plans, man. Right now, I'm working on Before Honor Comes Humility, the sequel, part two. Right, I'm working on that. I've been. I probably got like. I probably got three. I probably got 2.5 albums right now. Right. I'm excited. I fall down. I fall short. I get up. I keep going. Right. Right now, I want the focus to be on what I'm doing as far as the music. I want Before Honor Comes to First of all, Before Honor Comes to Melody Part 1 is on Bandcamp, free download. And I haven't dropped this album. I haven't dropped no project. I've been dropping videos here and there or whatever. I'm getting back to the visuals. I'm getting back to the music, right? I'm doing music that I haven't tried. It ain't gonna be no rock and roll music. It ain't gonna be no flight. I'm getting to the soul of who I am, right? Because I'm transparent. I'm not afraid to tell you where I've been and where I'm trying to go, right? I think that's the basis of it. Before Honor Comes to Melody will be out within the next 2 months, right? I have um major features on here. Major, right? Um, and it's gonna be free. It's gonna be free, right? At the same time, I have a whole nother album sitting with Jason Franco, right? Now that album gonna be crazy. I still have an album that I'm working on. I've been working, man. We gonna have to sit, but right now, Before Honor Comes to Melody, the sequel, part 2, that joint gonna go. It's gonna go. Every feature on there is major. And I don't want people to figure out who's the features in it. If you're trying to look for a name, no. Because everybody major. It's gonna be right. Before Honor Comes Humility Part 2, I think will be one of the most, if you pay attention to it, I got 2 more songs to do on here. I'm doing it at headquarters. Shout out to Kingdom folks. Shout out to my engineer. I'm about to let this joint ring, ADQ. And guess what? I'm not
So,
afraid. I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid. So right now, before Honor Comes Humility, I got some features on there. The album after that will be If You Only Knew. Okay? If You Only Knew. I got Teasy on it. I'm gonna have Timmy on it. I got a lot of, but the mixtape, I think a lot of people, if you can, all the listeners, go to Before Honor Comes Humility on Bandcamp. It's free. Type in Natman, Before Honor Comes Humility. Bottom line. Bang bang.
okay.
That's
And
what's
if
next
people
for
want to
me.
and people want to get in contact with you, how can they get in contact with you?
You could definitely get it now. My Facebook. Let's go. Overcomer Billy.
Why in the world did
Overcomer
you call yourself
Billy.
Overcomer Billy?
I have no idea. I had no
But
idea. Yeah, I
go
had no
ahead. How can
idea.
people get in
So
contact with you?
I lost my original Facebook page, right? I lost my hold up, man. Let me spit these bars.
Hold on. We ain't
Watch
brought
it.
the beat. We ain't brought
Hold
the
on,
beat.
hold on, 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 hold on. While I'm thinking. Watching the birds fly, laundry room running, all types of expertise thoughts while the world been hunted. Everybody looking. Not distracted, but distracted. They call it magic. I developed this through situations with people call it tragic. But it's not tragic. Look, real deep. You'll find a flower that's blooming, an engine that's zoom, an anointed see witches when their eyes glued. They say, oh man, don't let me go, bro. Don't let me go. Don't let me go. ADQ. Don't let me go.
Okay, so we're gonna
The
fully
anointed
get
see
into these bars in
witches
a minute.
when they see their eyes glued. The anointed see witches when their eyes glued. See what we talked about, ADQ. The
Yeah, I know
anointed
you
see
itching, but we're
witches
gonna get into
when
the
their
bars in a
eyes
minute.
glued. The anointed see witches when their eyes glued. They say every note I write, I gotta give them the glue. Man, let me keep going, bro. I could spit all day.
You're gonna spend a minute
Hey
as soon as I pull
man.
up a beat.
Hey, hey man. Hey, let's go, man. Let's go. Hey,
But
hey
first,
man. We got yeah, yeah.
allow me to
Go
tell the
ahead,
people
bro.
how they can contact me. You can hit me up. My email is adq4christ@gmail.com. My Instagram is Dion Chocolate God 85. My Twitter handle is Avenue ADQ underscore 85. And
Go.
my Facebook is Adrian Dion Quarles, my government name, ADRIANDIONQUARLES. Please don't call the CIA on me. Natman.
Nah, don't call no CIA. Don't call the CIA. Hey, my Facebook. My Facebook again. My Facebook again. Hey, Overcomer Billy. Overcomer space Billy. Overcomer.
So I'm gonna
And
tell you
guess
this real
what?
quick.
I had to
Oh, go ahead.
hold up. Cause I had the Overcomer wear, right? The gear. I had the shirts, the jerseys. I had a Christian, somebody from the CHH, somebody stole my joint, right? I'm gonna show you how good. I'm gonna shut up. Hey man, Overcoming Billy. That's my Facebook. My IG and my Twitter is A Day with Nat. That's ADAYWITHNAT. A day with Nat. N-A-T. Right? Straight words. Straight words. And I need everybody to check out. I still got material out. Right? I still have Clocks on the Wall out right now. GP video. That's the visual, right? 'Cause we don't know who this gonna hit. Clock on the Wall, it's out. I'm gonna tell you the albums that I'm working on right now that nobody knows, and you're probably only gonna get it from ADQ. And after that, I'm done, right? I'm working on Before Honor Comes Humility. After that chamber, I'm going in album mode, right? I got 2 more songs. So Before Honor Comes Humility Part 2. Now you can get Before Honor Comes Humility Part 1 out right now free. I haven't put out a full budget of project or nothing, anything within the last like 7 years, 6, 7 years. Okay, cool. Before Honor Comes Humility Part 2. Then I'm gonna work on the album. Not only that, I'm still working on the Artillery of God with the Artillery AOG joint, Artillery of God, with my Uncle Rick Torch. We're gonna have that mean album. He gonna come in. G gonna come in. You know, we were dealing with that. And then guess what? Hey, if I get 10 likes, if I really say, hey G man, we could do an album 2021 and put it out in January, by the end of January, we'll do that too. We ain't worried about it. Yeah, we ain't worried about it. Let's go. What you working on though? What you working on though before you leave?
Well, for one thing, I ain't going nowhere until we get these bars going. But okay, so you want to know what I'm working on? I am working on November 6th. Aprenda Español.
Okay.
I play Aprenda Español, Zoom, Facebook Live, YouTube. November 6th, 8 p.m. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a monster. So, Natman, let me tell you this: for all you do, for your testimony, for all that you have done for your people, for everything,
the fact that we stand and that's the proof. Yellow eye by Yahweh from the roof. God took my ways, thought I would cool.
Hold on to those bars, man. Let me get the beat up. I just want to tell you, sir,
sitting alone, desert. Hold up, bro. Sitting alone, deserted like I'm the man. You know how they feel like you the man, like you got your own tongue, squeezing all your seconds in. This major, I'm trying to get this paper, all this paper. Here, gossip, color, vapes. Show me more papers. Grow me seed, faith, carry my weight. Man, let's go.
I gotta do my tagline first, man. This is what I do on my podcast. Let me do my tagline, then we're gonna get into the bars. But anyway, you, sir, are a very valued, loved, and necessary member of the Renaissance. Your people are better off because of you. Now, I know you've been itching to do this. So I'm gonna put on a beat. I'm gonna go first so I can show the world that I still got it. And then you're gonna rock out.
You got them bars right now? You got them bars?
I stay with bars.
Let's go. I might put something on you different then.